Thanks for tuning in to episode 30. This is your host, Sonia, for Sonia's Space. And for today's episode, I want to talk about something that I've been feeling a lot of, especially when, things are sometimes not going so well and you're feeling overwhelmed and there's so much going on. And that's talking about being grateful and showing gratitude. And that type of mindset is so important because it really shifts your perspective in a way where, again, like I said, if you are feeling overwhelmed or anxious or tired, you count your blessings and you count the things that you are grateful for, and you're like, oh my God, my life is actually so good, or things will get better, or I felt this way before and it's okay. Things pass. And not only that, sometimes you don't realize how good you have things until it goes away or if there's an issue. And I'm not saying that the way you're feeling should be invalidated and you shouldn't sit with those feelings, but I don't think that you should sit with those feelings for too long. I think there's so many things to still be grateful for and show gratitude for to help you throughout your day. So for today's episode, I want to focus on being grateful, showing gratitude, things to look at, things to be grateful for, and how to be in that mindset and that attitude of constantly showing gratitude and how it's so beneficial for you and your mental health. Before we get started, I wanted to give you all a little update on my life. I know when I initially started my podcast series, and I've been doing it for over a year, it'll be 2 years in August. My goal was to do it twice a month. And I would say for the past couple of months, I've been doing it monthly. And of course, I just had a baby and it requires a lot of my time and adjustment. But I do try my best to keep my podcast going. And I really appreciate all of my listeners tuning in and all of the downloads, streams that I've been getting. So I'm very grateful for that. I may consider moving it to a monthly series based off of how it's going. We actually just hired a nanny to help take care of baby girl, and I'm also going back to work soon. So things are changing and, I'm going back into routine. So I will absolutely try my best to do twice a month. I'm definitely doing it at least once a month for sure. This is something I truly enjoy doing, and I know that my listeners are tuning in and listening to all of my episodes as they come out. So I really appreciate that. But I just want to say that I have been a tad bit behind on releasing episodes because of just having this baby. But I feel like I'm slowly going back into routine, like I said, and I'm getting more time for myself. I mean, I started working out again, and I've been trying to change my lifestyle a little bit, really trying to go for a healthier lifestyle. Especially if you've listened to my episode on the things that I kind of went through during labor and delivery and postpartum. I was diagnosed with postpartum preeclampsia, and my health just kind of took a hit after having a baby. And I feel like it was kind of like a reality check or a wake up call, essentially, to let me know, hey, like you really need to focus on your health. And a lot of times it's not really what you did. A lot of times your genetics, your gene pool, it factors into that. And there's some things that, you just can't avoid because of your gene pool. And so I really want to take my time and really focus on my health, my fitness. And I'm not even going to say diet because it's not something I want to do now and then stop. I just really want to make some changes to my fitness and food lifestyle. And it's been making me feel so good. It's helped me so much with my postpartum anxiety, and I was getting a lot of the baby blues. And, my blood pressure levels would shoot up randomly. And thank God that has not even happened to me in a while. Just working out and eating and just being mindful of what you're doing, if you have the time to do it, it can make such a huge difference. Such a huge difference. And, since we're on the topic of being grateful, I'm so grateful for my moving and healthy body. And I'm grateful that I'm able to make changes in my body too. I'm only 34, right? So I'm so grateful that I have the ability to make changes in my lifestyle. So I am going to do my absolute best to go back into twice a month. For now, I think I may stick to monthly, but let's see how it goes. But again, I appreciate everyone still listening in and following up with all of my episode releases. Also, now that slowly going back into routine and whatnot, I am actually going to, initially I have my office and where I download my episodes downstairs when I was pregnant, but I'm actually going to move everything upstairs and make my office upstairs. So it's like my office / podcasting space. And I do really want to get into video podcasting as well. I want to start getting guests on my podcast. I know I've had some people reached out to me wanting to be guests on my podcast. I've had some conversations, but this is something that I would have to prepare myself for. So this is something I am going to work on now that I'm slowly going back into routine to start on some video podcasting and shorts as well. Being grateful is really more about your mindset and practicing the act of being grateful more than anything else. And there are ways to be grateful, and there are things to be grateful for. And the act and practice of gratefulness requires consistency. It requires you to do a lot of things. I mentioned in an episode a while back that one of the best things you can do is just during the day, especially in the mornings, I think it kind of sets you up for the rest of the day, is just list or name a few things that you're grateful for. And I've been doing this quite a lot and it's helped me a lot. Just 3 things that you're grateful for. So I can just be like, I'm grateful for having fresh food. I'm grateful for having, an amazing and beautiful daughter. I'm grateful for having a loving family and anything, right? I'm grateful that I can even get to clean my house. I'm grateful to spend time with my friends. Any little thing, absolutely anything, you just realize that there's so much to be grateful for, even the most little of things. And being grateful does require you to be more observant. If you're so much in thought about things that you don't have, you really miss out on the opportunities to realize, the things that you should be grateful for. And I get it. Sometimes things are not going well. There's a lot on your mind and you sometimes can't control the way that you're feeling. And it turns into a habit, but in order to revert back from that, or be better about your process of thinking, of negative thinking, is just getting into the habit of being grateful and slowing down, right? Slow down and notice the small things in your life, right? And reflect back onto like a few years ago. What is something that you wanted that you now have, right? Because I feel like once you have it, it's human nature to want more. And I think humans tend to also be forgetful. It happens because we get so caught up with our everyday lives. But for me, I'm like, I wanted a house. I didn't think I would get a house until like 5 years into, staying at my old house. We got a house within a couple of years. And, you just realize like, oh, I wanted to be at a certain weight or be able to lose weight. Or you don't realize that you can actually achieve your goals and manifest and want the things that you want. And then you look back and you're like, oh my gosh, I wanted this and I got it. And most of the time you do, you just work for it, right? So you just want to really pause and notice all the small things and also notice all your big wins as well. And when you're noticing all the small things, it could be as little as baking cookies or getting a skincare product that you really like and you're able to like apply onto your skin, or petting your cat, or wearing clothes that you like. It's these little things that can bring joy to your life, and having a mindset of, wow, I get to do most of the things that I enjoy. That's a blessing. That truly is a blessing. And it is a great mindset to have throughout your day. And it makes you live a life of happiness and joy, and a life that you can also look forward to. And another thing that you can do that also helps is when you're in the act of being mindful and grateful, and you're like, oh, wow, like I notice this about today. Like, thank you, right? Thank you, God. Thank you, universe. Like, thank you, life. You just saying it out loud is so good for you. It is so good for you to say this out loud, because it shows appreciation to your life and the world around you. So reflect back onto, the things that you wanted that you have now, being in the present, pausing, slowing down, and also being able to say thank you out loud is really, really good to be able to be grateful. Another thing that helps you be more grateful for what you have is reflecting on the things that you miss out on. So, what if I didn't have my husband? Or what if I wasn't able to focus on my health? What if I didn't have a car? Or what if I didn't have X amount of money to spend on myself on a monthly basis? And you're just like, oh, wow, like I probably wouldn't feel as good. And you realize that there's things that you do have that make things worthwhile and really bring joy to your life. So you kind of have to also tell yourself that these are the things that I would miss out on, but I have the opportunity and the blessing, and should be grateful for some of the things that I do have, because if I didn't have them, I probably wouldn't feel so great, or it would be tough for me. But for the time being, I do have this thing that I should be grateful for what I have in my life. There are many things that you can be grateful for today. Maybe not all of them, but I can assure you most of them that you can be grateful for. And it's as simple as your health, or being able to find a safe place to sleep, right? So when it comes to your health, right, just knowing that you have the ability to move, to breathe, and, to feel the sun's warmth on your arms, to feel the breeze, to be able to taste certain foods. I think that is such a huge blessing. It's just the smallest things, but it makes you feel so good. For me, it's crazy, right? Like, I was never a morning person. And I think recently that had changed for me, especially when I started exploring um, more national parks and hikes and things of that sort. The freaking feeling of the morning sun And the way that makes you feel, and it's so good for you if you look into it, do some research. It is so good to have that in your day. It really like sets you up for the rest of the day, right? Like your circadian rhythm, like just about everything, like getting all the vitamin D that you need for the day, things of that sort. Just going outside and feeling the sun's warmth on your skin is one of the best feelings ever. And the sun is usually always out there, right? And I mean, I live in Texas, but the sun is usually always out there. And it's such a great feeling to have something so little as that, knowing that, okay, this thing, it exists, it's there all the time, and it brings me so much joy. So things as little as that can help you feel really grateful. Also, having family that loves you, that's there for you, having friends that you have, good connections with, non-toxic friends or friends that, you can spend quality time with, even if it's just one or two, that is such a blessing. That is something to really be grateful for. Or your partner, your kids, people you can come home to and look forward to spending time with, and even if you don't have a partner or kids, I mean, the feeling of coming home to your own space and having all the free time to do the things that you want to do, that's something to also be grateful for. Time is also something to be grateful for. You have this time to do the things that you want, right? So building a connection with others, building a connection with yourself, and coming home to a comfortable bed, to a home where you feel safe, to where you can go in the fridge and get yourself some water, some food, some ice cream, make yourself a salad. I mean, these are just small things that make you feel good and fulfilled. And also just even watching TV, right? Watching a Netflix show, something that makes you laugh. Like I watch The Office, like till this day, I would say The Office is one of the funniest shows ever. Just that humor in that show is just so funny to me. And Steve Carell really nails it. That show would not be The Office without him. I actually stopped watching it when Steve Carell left the show. That is how much I really like Steve Carell in the show. But anyways, the point being is that that show will like immediately make me laugh. And I can watch The Office anytime, random episode. I've watched that show multiple times, but it brings you joy and laughter. It makes you feel good. And these are the things like certain entertainment, like TV, like music, being able to go to festivals and concerts. There's so much joy in that. So again, like just even the smallest of things bring you joy. And what's a life without being grateful for it? Because you're experiencing all these great things that do make you happy, but then you don't realize that you're not being grateful about them. So you're just kind of passing by. You have to basically tell yourself, wow, I did this. I feel good. Because you can be doing things that you like, but then also not feel good, during the day or feel down or whatever it may be. But doing the things that you like, being in the present, acknowledging that you're doing these things that bring you joy and showing gratitude for it makes your day so much better. And I know it's not easy. And it's something that I'm also still working on, but I would say compared to like maybe 5 years ago, I'm definitely more grateful for the things that I have, especially as I'm getting older with like my health, when it comes to, money, traveling, things of that sort, like being a full-blown adult, a wife, a mother, a daughter, all of these things, like you really get to see the value in life and you really get to hone in and realize that there's so much to be grateful for. So you have to also get into the habit and practice the mindset of being grateful. And like I said, you can just name a few things and you can keep repeating those things and be like, oh, what's different from yesterday? What is something I didn't mention yesterday that I could mention today? You'll always find something. You will always find something. And that is something to really be grateful about. So, expressing gratitude to yourself, your life, to others. When you do good things and go with good intentions and bring that into your life, I think it multiplies and comes back to you. The universe, the world, it all works in really mysterious ways. It's it's just something I can't fathom, but I truly feel like the what you put out there, you get just that and even more. So when you do good, you get some great stuff handed back to you. And it's crazy how the world works. And I truly, truly believe in that. I think there's so many things that work on our behalf that we're unaware of. But once you kind of like get aligned with that and really tune in and go with it, you'll be surprised at how many things work out for you and how much joy that can bring into your life. But it has to start with having a certain type of a mindset, making it a habit to practice gratitude and doing the things that you love and showing up for yourself and showing up for others, expressing the gratitude and gratefulness of your life. I haven't done this segment in a while. It is my new thing or new experience that I've had. And I wanted to actually bring back this segment and talk about something new that I've done. Now, it could be anything, but it's a way to maybe inspire you to also try it out and see for yourself, basically kind of giving it a review. So I live in Austin, Texas, and there's this restaurant that has been open for some time. It's called the Guest House, and been wanting to go there for a while. And for a second, I thought it might have been a little overhyped because like everyone talks about it, and I'm just like, okay, if everyone's talking about it, then I don't know. It's just like a mental thing for me. But I actually went on a date night with my husband after so long. I think the last time we went was like Valentine's Day. Like before we had Raya, we would have date nights all the time. But I'm saying date night to a point where like we're dressed up and we're going out for some food and drinks. So we went to the Guest House in downtown Austin, and I love going downtown. Like I love being a city girl in that sense. And me and my husband went. It was totally spontaneous. I'm like, let's just go. We have the night to ourselves. Raya's with grandma. And we went, and I was like, okay, let's see what the hype's about. And we actually really liked it. We really liked it. Like the ambiance of the place. And then the food was delicious. Like it was actually really, really good. And we both are very picky eaters. Like when we go somewhere and we're spending some money, or we're really like, okay, this better be good. But no, it was honestly really good. We had like oysters and this beet salad and scallops, and they had really good steak. And they're known for like their entertaining cocktails that they're really popular for. Where like they make a show out of their cocktails. It'll be like cotton candy coming out of it, or like smoke or something. I didn't get that. But it's really cool that they had that. I saw some people getting it, but just like the vibes and the food I thought was really good, and the drinks were good. And I feel like the service was really good. But yeah, I would definitely check out Guest House. I know like you probably heard about it if you were living in Austin, but I actually liked it, and I would honestly go back. I feel like Austin is definitely getting more and more restaurants to explore, especially like farm to table restaurants. And honestly, Austin has some great food. Now, Austin's not big on like multicultural types of foods. That's more like Houston, I feel like. Austin has really good culinary farm to table, like fresh foods. And their restaurants, and the experience in itself is so great. I swear I always hear of a new restaurant every few months that me and Jesse want to check out. But the Guest House is also really, really good. So I would definitely check it out if you're a foodie and you want somewhere to go for date night.
Thank you so much for listening in today. I am so grateful for all the support and feedback I've been getting. Don't forget to follow and subscribe to Sonia Space and follow me on Instagram for sneak peeks on upcoming episodes as well as other inspirational content. I hope your day goes well and I've left you feeling inspired. Bye bye.